What's up, YouTube? Back with another video, and today I'm gonna go over a lot of things related to offensive play calling here in 2K24. So I'm gonna go over how to call plays, pick and rolls, freelances, series, talk about what some of these things mean, go over the quick plays. And this is for new gen. I'm not too sure about old gen, even though I think most of this is the same. It may be slightly different when it comes to some other things, but I'm not 100% sure. And as far as my career goes, if you want to call plays, you have to be a point guard if you're just starting out. But I think as you progress through your career, you're able to call plays at any position. At least that's how it was in the past. I don't play too much my career, but I do know, like, if you're just starting, you need to be a point guard to call plays. After a while, you will get the opportunity to edit the playbook and put whatever plays you want in it. And I believe same goes for pick and roll as well. You have to be a point guard to do it. But as for freelances and series, I don't even think you can do that in my career, but I'm not sure if things have changed this year. There will also be timestamps, so if you just want to skip to a specific part, you can do that. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. So starting off with some settings, what you want to do is go over to your coach settings. And me personally, I turned adaptive coaching engine off and I put timeouts, play minutes, subs. I put that all on manual. You can put it on automatic if you want and have the computer do it for you, but I personally prefer to do it myself. But for offensive play vision and play vision display, I put that on all plays and full. And what this does is it'll show you like the diagram of the play on the court. So as you can see in the background, you'll see like all the arrows and stuff, and it'll show you where where your other teammates are going, where the screeners are, where to pass it to, where to dribble, where to stand, and it just makes following the play a lot easier. And this works for set plays, freelances, series. And so you could just follow the diagram without having to memorize the entire play. Also, you could go to play now, go to 2KU and tips and controls and go over to play vision, and it'll show you what all the arrows and everything in like the play vision display means. So if you don't know what any of that stuff means, you could just go there and just look at everything. Also, I put play calling messages on show all, and what that does is it'll show what's going on at the top right. So I just push up on the D-pad, and like let's say I call a play, it'll show the name of the play at the top right. So this is really helpful if you're running a series or freelance, or maybe even both, because you can use series and freelances at the same time. Also, if you put your play calling on automatic, it'll show you what's running, so you'll get that message and you won't be confused and not know what's going on. Also put offensive play calling on manual as well, just because I like to control it. But if you want to put it on automatic and let the computer run the plays, you could do that too. Also, if you scroll down more, you'll see freelance series order and freelance series repeat. So if you're running a series, if you pick static, it'll run the plays in the series in a specific order. But if you pick dynamic, it'll run a random play from the series. Also, if you put repeat on success, it'll run the same play if you score, and then once you don't score, it'll run a different one. Or you could just put it on do not repeat. Whether you score or not is gonna go to the next play. So we're gonna start off with the pick and roll, and there's a couple ways you can do it. The simplest way is to just hold LB or L1, and whoever is closest to you, either the power forward or the center, will come set the screen. So right here, I just hold L1 and Jared Vanderbilt comes up. But if I get closer to Anthony Davis, he's going to be the one to set the screen. And you just keep holding it. And you can also pick what side they're on by clicking the left analog. And also pick if you want them to roll or fade. You can also make them slip by tapping LB again. So like I can make them come up and then have them quick slip. And so this could be really effective if it's somebody's trying to hedge out too high. You could just send them on a quick slip. And another way you can do it, let's say I wanted somebody else like LeBron to set me the screen. I just tap LB and then hold the icon of the player you want to set the screen for you. So I'll just hold X and have Braun come up and set the screen for me. And again, I can make him roll or fade or pick the side of the screen, as well as make him slip. So now we're going to call a play. What you want to do is tap LB or L1 and then press the icon of the player you want to call a play for. So right here, I'm going to just press B for Austin Reeves. And then you want to use the right triggers, the right and left triggers to scroll through the pages of the play or the playbook and pick the play that you want to call. So now I'm gonna get into the quick plays and the play priorities. So I just started up a game against the CPU and I went to game plan and assign plays. And right here, it shows you all of the priorities that a player has. So play priorities are basically what determines the types of plays and the plays that a player has access to by default. So D'Angelo Russell has pick and roll ball handler. So by default, he has access to pick and roll plays in which he's the ball handler. But when you look at somebody like Anthony Davis, he has post up low plays. So by default, he has plays that has him posting up. Also pick and roll man, he has plays where he's the screener. And you can also change these if you're in Play Now or My NBA. If you're on my team, you can't change these, and I don't even think they show you in the game. Like you'd have to go to like one of those my team database websites, I think is MTDB, to show you the cards, and like it's usually there where people they get to see like all the SIGs on the cards and like the animations and the ratings before like the cards even drop. But it also shows you the play priorities that they have access to. But me personally, I don't ever really change any of this. I usually just use the quick plays. You can also add and remove plays from the playbook if you click the right trigger or left trigger to go to edit playbook, and then I'll press Y to view play catalog, and then I can add a play to the playbook or remove a play from the playbook. This stuff doesn't save though, so you'd have to do this every game. Unless you're a My NBA, then you could basically create your own playbook. And again, in my team, you can't do this. But I don't bother with that neither. I usually just use the quick plays. So you would go to offensive settings, play selection, and then they separated it between starters and bench plays, but it doesn't work like that no more. It just says it. You can use all these plays for basically anybody that's on the court. So you can remove some of these and just add, plays from the actual playbook. And you can also assign them to certain players. So if I wanted LeBron to be the ball handler in this play, I would press Y and then go over to LeBron and then assign it to LeBron. So every time I run this play, LeBron is going to be the ball handler. And this is also good for players that don't have a certain priority by default. So instead of changing their priorities around, you can just add one of the plays to the quick plays and assign it to them so that it runs for them. And when you want to court, you just press left on the D-pad and then press the button of the play that you want to call. So not only is using the quick plays a lot faster, it also gives you more flexibility with your play calling. So now getting into freelances. Freelances give you a certain type of spacing as well as different actions that you can score from and can really help give your offense structure. And they're different from plays because plays are usually designed to get a specific shot for a specific player, whereas freelances are just a bunch of actions that can help you create scoring opportunities for multiple different players and are usually a little more free flowing and allow you to really be creative in how you can get open. And in order to set your freelance, what you want to do is go into your offensive settings. And then right here, you'll see freelance 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can have 4 freelances available to you at any point in time. I usually only use 1, sometimes 2. It kind of depends on what the defense is doing. Sometimes you might want to switch back and forth between freelances. So you can just set any, freelances that you want. And then when you're on the court, you press right on the D-pad, freelance, and then pick your freelance. And sometimes it might take a possession to kick in. So if the freelance doesn't run right away, it's okay. You might have to wait till the next possession. So now we're going to talk about series. A series is just a series of set plays that look similar or just have a similar concept. And for most series, all of the plays within the series look the same, but there's usually something that's different in each play. And so to the defense, it might look like you're running the same thing, but each play has a little bit something different. So you can kind of throw them off sometimes because you might get an action that they didn't expect to happen and end up scoring from it. And in order to call a series, you want to press right on the D-pad and press LB for series, and then use the triggers to scroll through the pages and then call the series that you want. And when you call a series, it might not start on the first possession, so you might have to wait a possession in order for it to actually start running. And so right here, the first play is quick Iverson, as you saw on the top right. And every Iverson play pretty much has that action right there. So right here has the Austin Reeves, and then it ends in a pick and roll. Now the next possession up, we got fist Iverson. And right here, we get that same Iverson action. We pass it off if we don't got the shot. Now this time I pass it back up to Braun, and it ends in a pick and roll with him and Anthony Davis. Now this play is quick Iverson too. Again, you'll get that same Iverson screen, but this time Jared Vanderbilt pops out. Now you got a potential three, and play goes into a pick and roll. And now this time we have punch Iverson. Again, you'll get that same Iverson action, but this time it's a post up for LeBron. So that's just an example of what a series would look like. And as I talked about earlier in the settings, when you have the freelance series order, I have it on static, so every time I run this series, those plays will run in that exact order. And I also have it on do not repeat, so it's just gonna run the play and then go on to the next one. So you can pick dynamic, which will just call a random play from the series, or you could keep it static. And also you could keep it on do not repeat, or you repeat on success. It's up to you. But there will be times where like the series, like it'll get stuck. Like it used to happen last year, where it usually happened only in scrimmage mode. It really didn't happen too much online. Well, at least I didn't notice it that much. But sometimes when I'll be using series in scrimmage mode, like it'll get stuck on the same one or two plays. So sometimes you might just have to like call a different series and then go back to it, or you might just have to like quit out and go back in. The game be weird like that sometimes. You can also use a freelance and a series at the same time. So right here, I set my freelance, and I also set a series, and it does take a possession to kick in. So now what'll happen is it'll run a play from the series, and if I don't score from the play, the offense goes into my freelance. So right here, the play ends. Now the offense goes straight into my freelance. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. And as always, I hope this helped you. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content.